Well, second video of 2020. Um, just wanted to say that it's 20, or no, 2020, 2021. I gotta get used to that, okay? It's a new year, and I was gonna do the first metal discussion of the year, and that is bands that furthered my knowledge of heavy music in general. These bands have influenced me in genres, and it's different albums that from these bands that have influenced me heavily into getting into different genres. And if you think that I got into death metal with this album, this is my second listen to a death metal album, and the one that is my first listen is actually in this video, and I will actually share which one it was, which one got me into death metal. It was a melodic death metal album, and it was from a band that I discovered through a Spotify recommendation through Megadeth one day when I was in class. So let's go all the way back to I think 2009. Didn't know what heavy music was at the time. All I heard before was country and pop music because that's where I came. That's where I grew up. Um, so this first album is the album that got me into heavy music itself, which was Overkill's Under the Influence album. I seen it on YouTube, 2009. It was a burnt copy on YouTube. Was illegal copy on YouTube that someone uploaded, and I listened to it. What can I say? It hooked me immediately. I didn't know what thrash was. I didn't know what heavy metal was. I just thought this sounds cool. So then I check out other bands that are recommended through other people that like this band, and some other ones really didn't like many of them. One of them was Creator. One of them was Metallica, which I really didn't like them at the time, and it was weird there. But previous to that, there was another introduction I had to heavy metal, and this was through a game called Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero had a song from the band Dragon Force on there, which that song is on this album, Through the Fire and Flames, of course. Everybody knows that song in this scene. One of the greatest albums. Was not my top favorite album from these guys. Some of their later stuff is better, but yeah, Through the Fire and Flames started me off. But I was just saying a album. This was a song that got me into that. And one day I was looking up, heavy music for just no reason whatsoever, and I came across Overkill's Under the Influence. Another band that I got into a little bit down the road from there was Avenged Sevenfold. And a lot of people in the metal scene hate these guys. It's literally their albums are just their solos are sweet picking city. Let's just be honest right there. Their albums have so much complexity. The notes are all over the place in some albums, and this one is no exception. City of Evil. I did a ranking of them on my channel already, and I could just say that Avenged Sevenfold's music is all over the place. Like, their solos are cool. Their vocals are kind of whiny on this album. That's my only gripe about them, but really doesn't really drag the album down. Later, they got a little bit better with that, but this still is my favorite. Spoiler alert for that video. Favorite one off here is Strength of the World, probably, and MIA. So that album got me into more into the genre. And then the first Metallica album I really listened to was Ride the Lightning. Of course, I gotta have Metallica on here because, well, everybody knows Metallica mostly in the heavy metal scene. Yeah, I like this full album. It's pretty good. It's probably up there with the best of Metallica albums, and yeah. Metallica, Ride the Lightning. He's another one that furthered me into the genre of metal. Didn't know what it was at the still at the time. Lamb of God's Ashes of the Wake. This one got me into very, like, this was like the groove metal introduction. Before that, I listened to a little bit of Pantera. Really didn't like them at the time, but this thrusted me right into the groove genre almost. The first song, Laid to Rest, just hooked me on this album, and really I never went back from there, and I bought all their records and enjoy them. Another good, these are a lot of gateway bands into genres. Dope, American Apathy. That was my first concert after I picked up a copy of this CD. First concert was fucking amazing. Like, I mean, I know they're new. They're considered new metal, but they're kind of on the groove new metal. Like, they can go either. It goes either way. I know their first album is pretty much new metal, but a lot of their albums down the road had a lot of groove aspects to it and different aspects to it that really doesn't stand out to me in any other band besides them. And I really do like bands that are very original, and those guys were. This one became my favorite death metal album of all time, and for obvious reasons. Like, the lyrics are almost like a rap album with how much they rhyme, and like, that's what I was into before heavy metal. Rap. I kind of got out of rap completely, but I still like Clown Posse still. Um, yeah, Serpents of the Light, Blame It on God, and Bastard of Christ. Definitely the three best tracks off here, and then the rest of it's just fantastic all the way through. I love this album, and I probably will never, like, ever trade this copy out. My introduction to black metal was kind of weird. I just got a recommendation one day from some guy on the internet that recommended me black metal, and the album he recommended me was Blazing the Northern Sky, of course, and really was really it's still one of my favorite black metal albums of all time. There's a lot of death metal influence to it. It still had a lot of the death metal techniques. The opening track, Ethereal Life Code, is like a 9-minute track, and it's just fantastic all the way through. There's really nothing bad about this album. I can't really say nothing bad about it, and it was fun listen. Fun listen the first time. I really didn't get it, and then I re-listened to it a couple more times and read online what the hell the scene was about, and I was like, I can make sense of that now. The next one is the death metal band that got me into death metal, the album that got me into death metal. Yeah, like, the vocalist in this instance kind of inspired me to pick up the guitar for obvious reasons. He inspired me to pick up guitar, try to learn guitar, try to learn how to do extreme vocals, or get into listening to heavier music than what I was listening to before, because it came up on my recommended feed after listening to a Megadeth album on Spotify. And really, his passing later in 2020, and now the release on the January 4th really did hit me. Whenever it came out, when he passed, I was like, 2021 is already fucking sucking, which, yeah, it's 2021's already sucking bad. I mean, the album in question was A Hate Crew Death Roll. It came up in my recommendation feed back when I was a teenager listening to Megadeth and Metallica over and over on repeat, because that's what usual new listeners will do. They'll listen to the same bands over and over, and this one came on, and it was I think it was Needle 24/7. I think that came up. And God, this album rips all the way through. Like, I just loved it all the way through. And really, I started to try to learn riffs from this album and failed miserably. Like, and now I know some riffs from this album, so I'm kind of proud of myself on that aspect, that I've actually learned some stuff from this album, and it inspired me to pick up the guitar. Uh, the rest of the discography is fantastic as well. I did dive into all their albums. Yeah, I kind of want to do a ranking of the Children of Bodom on my channel, which it really hit me hard when he passed away. It really did. It really hit me hard. I think it was 2018. I was actually planning on going to a show, but I had to cancel, and I couldn't see them, which that's another thing that hurts. Like, it happened to me with Black Sabbath, where I couldn't go see their last tour, and I didn't know it was their last tour until like a couple shows after, and I was like, oh shit, why did I skip that show? I skipped it because I was sick. I had the flu, and it was sucky. This one I had to skip for some weird, odd school reasons, which I wish, I did not do that essay that day and just failed. I wish I just failed the whole quarter of school, because I missed out on one of the greatest concerts that I could have went to and remembered for years to come. And I regret it. I regret doing good in school for just to miss this concert. I regret it every day. Every day I was like, they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back in 3 years and reform this band, and it's gonna be fantastic when they come to my city. And to hear about Alex's passing was just, it just took that and just threw it out the window. And I was like, this is the most. I could have seen that live. I could have seen that show live, and I missed it. It hurt so much when I heard about it. It was the worst feeling in the world that I've ever could have. He was one of my inspirations to picking up guitar, and like the style he had and the picking style that he had was phenomenal. Everything about his work was awesome. Like, just, I haven't seen it in any other band. It was the greatest. That's one of the greatest bands of all time in the death metal subgenre. And I wish I would have gone to see that concert, really. I wish I would have actually gone to see that concert. Next is the band that actually got me into further. Like, I don't know why I didn't put Children of Bodom last. I should have put them last. But here's another concert that I missed for school reasons again, and I hopefully these guys will tour again. Slipknot's with I think it's Chapter Volume 3 was the album that I first listened to by Slipknot. And I know I'm giving you a lot of gateway bands and like a band that really is kind of underground and it's really like you have to have the acquired taste to like. But I just got this band immediately. Like, I don't know why. The vocals were fantastic. The song was Before I Forget. When I first heard that song, I listened to the full record that was on off of YouTube, because back then YouTube used to have free music all over it. And everybody that was on YouTube at that time definitely listened to those. And like, I've like one day I just got to go into YouTube history and just completely try to explain to you what the hell was YouTube way back in the day. But yeah, this is part of YouTube history, kind of, because, well, everybody pirated it to YouTube. Everybody did. Like, there was no question. I didn't upload music. I listened to music online like that. But at the time, YouTube wasn't doing anything about it, and now they are, which I'm glad they are. Like, seriously, I'm glad they are, because, well, other streaming services have come out that actually pay the artists. But yeah, that album actually got me further into heavy music. It went from Overkill Under the Influence all the way up to where I'm at now, into liking death metal, black metal, doom metal, metalcore, deathcore, any, like almost any genre that you can name besides post, like like I think it's called post black metal. I don't know. Like I just never could get that genre. I just never could get the weird ambient black metal. I never could get it. Like I don't review it on my channel just because of that, because I know I won't get it, and I don't want to rip on other people for it. Um, because I know I don't like that stuff. There's art, or there's different genres that I don't like, and I do not review them on the channel just because of that. Because I don't want to rip on something that I don't know. So that's the bands that have got me into heavy metal. This is another rant video, like usual. A video that's just to keep my subscribers actually entertained for the time being of me doing the end of the year list and other setbacks that have to hit me all at once. So yeah, sub to my channel and go check out my Instagram. I don't post on there too often. And yeah, what can I say? I'll see you guys in the next video. I really hope you guys are having a great day, and still have a great day.